welcome to Choosing Acceptance podcast with your host, Marie Mason. I am here to share some success stories and tips on how to overcome your learning disability so that you can turn your talents into a career. And I love to inspire children and parents and teachers with learning disabilities to go beyond their limits so that they can make a bigger impact in the world. Schedule a call to become a guest on our show at calendly.com/Marie V. Mason. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Choosing Acceptance podcast. I am your host, Marie Mason. On today's podcast, I'm excited to have you meet a good friend of mine named Tiago Faria. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, good. I never know. Sometimes I mispronounce things. But he helps coaches and mentors and consultants and other professionals in the health industry to unearth premium dream clients and from their current follower subscriber lists. So I'm sure email has something to do with that. Anyway, today's topic is on the 3 pillars of the anti-marketing method, which is his signature method. And before we bring up today's speaker, we're going to share the top tips of the week. But I do want to sit there and have Tiago say hi.
Hello, Marie.
Hello.
Nice to be here. It's an honor. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. And I'm glad we've had a chance to connect and can't wait for you to share it after this segment. So let me just dive in real quick for the top tips of the week. We're going to keep it short and brief so you have more time for your topic. So on this week's top tips of the week, we're going to discuss redefining Asperger's syndrome, which is clearly a misunderstood learning difficulty or learning situation. So basically, I want to define it as a neurological disorder that falls under the autism spectrum disorder. So we had talked about autism before in our podcast. You can look at some, we have four podcasts, that one of which starts with Autism is a Gift, was one of the first episodes by John Fochek, and I'm probably butchering his name, and I apologize, John, but you can luckily are forgiving. I've known him for several years, and I still cannot pronounce his name completely, though he has confidence that one day I will, which is lucky for me. But the long story short of it is, John talked about how his son has autism. So if you need to learn about autism, check that episode out, and one's around that time frame. But Asperger's syndrome, just so we're clear, it is characterized as a set of social and communication and behavior difficulties. And although individuals with this syndrome actually have an average to above average intelligence, it's quite misunderstood because they see the behavior difficulties and the communications, and sometimes that will interfere with how they are misunderstood in the classroom or in any social setting. So in summary, Asperger's syndrome is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by social impairment, communication difficulties, and repetitive behaviors. Getting tongue-tied before the holidays. So really quickly, one of the things I wanted to share was I actually came across some people in the preschool level with Asperger's syndrome. And one of the things I wanted to share was it really touched me because they don't know how to socialize with their friends, and their age level. And they also are already hindered by communications because sometimes if at 3 years old, they might not have the full grasp of the English language, as far as how to communicate. So they communicate in different ways. You have to be able to learn to discern how they communicate and learn to be able to work with that. And it's kind of neat to be able to see them. So one of the things I did in my classrooms with someone like this in particular, was I, instead of focusing so much on the child and how to get the child to interact, I taught their classmates on how to interact with them. And I told them to pick up on their cues and how to do that, and then how to work with them so that they knew. So, and one, to dispel their fears, because some of them kids are afraid of them because they don't know how to interact. And also to help them, show them how they can play with their friends with this particular problem. So by the end of my time with this group of kids, the kids that were originally afraid to work with them, and they told that to me, said, I'm not afraid to work with her anymore. I'm not afraid to play with her. They knew how to interact. So that's really what it is we need to teach them better ways to interact with this type of person, because the way you play with a friend normally, if it's a normal situation, is not going to be the same way you play with a friend with Asperger's syndrome. So you've got to learn to work with that person. And this includes being, if you're in an adult situation, like if you're in a college level or above, they might be a little more advanced at that point, but there's still going to be a lot of behavior difficulties that in communications you're going to have to overcome. But you're going to have to pick up on their cues and learn to work with them. And we'll share more about that in the future episodes. But I just wanted to make that example clear, because there is hope. There are ways to communicate with them, and we'll share more about that later. But before I bring out today's speaker, here's a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be right back after this commercial break. I'm Marie Mason. I am a business strategy coach. I run a mastermind group for online business owners where our members get to network, collaborate, and learn from one another in an exclusive environment. Our Business Academy takes a modern approach to business solutions by incorporating the latest technology and strategies to ensure that you hire a qualified team to handle your workflows. Okay, welcome back to the Choosing Acceptance podcast with your host, Marie Mason. And on today's podcast, please meet Tiago Faria. Faria. Okay, you're gonna have to, Faria. I had it right the first time. Yeah. Anyway, I had to stop second guessing myself. Anyway, he helps coaches, mentors, and consultants and other professionals in the industry to unearth premium dream clients from their current followers, subscribers list. I'm assuming you're in the marketing industry, correct? You're in the marketing space?
Yes, exactly. In the marketing industry.
Okay, good. Making sure I was on the right track there. So today's topic is the 3 pillars of the anti-marketing method, and I can't wait for us to dive into this topic today. So my first question for you is, how can you transform your generic services into offers that potential clients can't resist? Because here's one of the things I was just going over with a client recently, or a student, and they were having offer. They weren't 100% clear about their offer. And I was teaching them like the PAS method. But you have your own anti-marketing methods with the 3 pillars. So can you, using your marketing method, can you help us to transform their generic service into an offer that a potential client can't resist? And who is your target market that you usually work with? We'll start with, and we can use that as an example. How's that?
Yeah, so I work with people that are in the help industry. So basically, entrepreneurs that help others generate some specific results in that they want to know in life, in their business, like coaches, consultants, etc. Yeah, one of the main things about the anti-marketing method is the fact that we already have everything we need in our own world in order to create a very cool business, because I've been jaded before, and I've been in this bright shiny object chase, for 3 years. Actually, I was in a trap. You're one funnel away, your ads, complicated funnel and strategies. So I've been simplifying as much as possible in the last 3 years until I reached this kind of anti-marketing method, which is inspired by Mr. J. Abraham, getting everything you can out of all you've got. So I
Good.
was on this word, all you've got. What do we have already in our own world? We have a contact list, we have friends, we have our own network, we have an audience. Most of us have an audience already. So in my opinion, with all those assets, current assets we have, we just simply have to make some tweaks in the way we position ourselves, we position our offer, and the way we communicate with those people that we already have in our world. But regarding the creation of the offer, like you said, in my opinion, the first step is you need to be very, very, very super clear on who is your target audience, right? You cannot just be I'm a relationship coach. Okay. And people will listen to you and say, okay, nice of you. Interesting. But they won't feel immediately connected with you, right? It's you're just one more relationship coach.
It sounds like you want to create an emotional connection. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. That's the key for them to feel empathy with us, to feel our message has to resonate with them, and we need to figure out, okay, who is the specific person we're trying to target? What's their context or their life situation, etc., and what is the specific problem that they want to solve? Okay, those are the two things we have to be very specific. So, for example, instead of saying you're just a relationship coach, you could say something like, I help men that are on the brink of divorce, to turn around things and avoid divorce and have a happy life forever after, right? So because that specific positioning, only the fact that you position yourself as that person, you immediately become the only viable solution for those men that are actually feeling that urgent problem in their life. So that's the first step for me, is to be super specific on who can you help the best, who do you enjoy the most to help, who can you generate deeper, more comprehensive transformations in their lives, because that will make your life much easier in everything else. So it all starts there. And starting from there, another thing that most people do, and I was guilty of that as well, is we stay in our own mind. We try to create our own offer, everything ourselves, and then put it to the market and see, it doesn't work. No, it's so I like to invert the process and actually reach out to people that we already have in our network, right? Our contacts, our previous clients, leads that we had in the past, even our audience. We can reach out to them and simply say, look, I'm trying to create an offer around this topic. Would you mind having a chat with me for 10, 15 minutes? I'll just have a couple of questions for you to give me feedback, your opinion. And you'll be surprised by how many people will say yes. And just the fact that you do that, yes, so say.
No. That's awesome, because that was leading to the next question, which is what are the best strategies to leverage your existing contacts and turn them into advocates or referrals, or even people who can help you to share your offer. So you kind of painted that picture for us before we jumped into it. So you were going to say something more about that strategy?
First to reach out to your clients, leads, etc., in order to interview them. Basically, that's the first step, just to interview them and ask them questions around what are the main frustrations, how are they feeling during the day-to-day, how does it make them feel, what are their main goals, objectives, what is their ideal scenario, because we want to extract that emotional language, like you said, the emotional wordings, and actually know what people want to solve right now. That's the main thing that we need to figure out. And if we talk to 5 to 10 people, we collect a huge amount of emotional wordings that we can use in our offer in order to create something that will resonate to those people, right? That's the main key. Copywriting doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Simply use the words that people already have in their own minds.
I understood it from somebody recently, and I've heard it more than once in my career. But one of the things they said, keep the language to your audience at a simple, easy to understand level. For example, keep it to like as much as a 5th grader or a 3rd grader in elementary school. I know it seems silly to say, but it's the truth. And I tend to sometimes in my everyday talk will find myself saying complicated words and having to rephrase those words, because I realize that not everybody uses the same words in their everyday language. So you have to find the words and the emotions to appeal to that target market in language that everybody can understand to make it a common ground for that. So that's really, I like how you did that strategy about leveraging your existing contacts, because I'm really a big believer in that. And then the next I don't know if you have anything more to add, but I do have another question. So do you have anything more to add to that before I go on to the next question? Or
Basically, that interview will help you to craft your first version of your offer, right? You
right,
will know exactly what is you have to uncover what is the urgent problem that they want to solve now. It cannot
right,
be just some problem that one day I'll think about it. Like, for example, losing 15 kilos. That's something that people have tried before, didn't work. They will think, one day I'll try to do it again. It's not a now problem, because nowadays in this jaded market, right, in the health area. So you
yeah,
have to think about, okay, what do they actually need to solve right now? So, for example, like most of them, overweight people, or I don't know, they might have some issues with their back or with their knees. So maybe if you approach it in that sense, you will start talking about an urgent problem that they want to solve right now. And if you address that, it's more likely that people will want to buy your program, because, okay, this is actually something I want to solve right now. This person clearly understands me. It's using my own words, right? And the transformation that they promise is something that I actually really want. So this is the only person that could help me, because it really understands me. I can understand the message. It's a now problem that I need to get rid of right now. So it's much easier for those people to jump in and start talking to us, and most likely they will close, right? So
right.
the offer has to
And
have the urgent problem. That's the main component, in my opinion.
that would appeal to their emotional side too. So that'd be perfect. Thank you. And then how do you identify and reach out to your dream clients who are already following you and consuming your content?
Yes. So those people, you already have people in your world, right? Your audience. You already have people that know you, they kind of seen you around, they trust you. But they've been waiting for you to give them exactly what they want, for them to say that, okay, I'm interested in it, right? And most of us don't do that. Most of us just jump into the creation of content, random content, like 5 things you should do, or 5 top things you should think about. And I'm sure that right now you have around if you have around at least 2,000 people following you, I'm sure you have 3 to 7 people that are willing to buy an offer. If you create an offer like one we talked about, that solves an urgent problem, and that is targeted to people that want to solve it now, and they're able to pay a premium for that, right?
Right.
And the way you do that is through those kind of hand-raising posts, right? Those posts where you say, look, I just created an offer. I created this program that gives you exactly this transformation that you're really looking for, right? And if you have these specific characteristics in your life, like if you're I don't know, specific things depending on the niche, just let me know. Comment interested below, or send me a message, and I'll send you the details. So basically, just calling out the people that are interested in us, in what we have to offer, like as if you have a dish with biscuits and say, are you interested? Do you want some? Do you want one of these? Like, you're not selling something immediately. You're not selling hardcore on your social media. You're simply saying, look, I have this. Are you interested? You want to know more about that? And those kind of posts will make the right people raise their hands, interact with the post, and then you have an opportunity to chat with them. Basically, that's the whole goal. The whole goal of social media for me is to generate conversations with people. That's why we have Messenger and Direct there, right? We have to use it in order to understand, qualify people, see if they have the actual problem that you can help them solve, and then bring them to calls, and then you can easily, just have a conversation, ask some questions, and ask, do you want help with that? I have a program that actually helps you solve that problem. So those are the kind of posts that I think work the best on social media.
Yeah, they're usually more attention getting that way. So that's really, and I do a lot of that myself. I'm trying to get more into that, to be honest. So the long story short is, once you have all that in place, is there anything you want to add before we go into the next question? Do you want to add anything more to your anti method? Can you can you paint the 3? How about this? Can you paint the 3 pillars of the anti method marketing? What name them?
Yeah, so exactly. The 3 pillars are what we mentioned. So it's creating an offer with the help of your current contacts, your audience, and your previous clients, previous leads, because you interview them, you get exactly what they want, they need, you create something around that, and then you can go back to those people immediately and say, look, I created something that actually answers what you told me was your problem. And most people will be already, okay, I want to know more about that. And maybe you can already uncover the first few clients just with that simple strategy of interviewing people, right? And if they don't want it, so for the people that don't need your program right now, most people need something else. Most people want money, right? So why don't you create a referral program for your own new offer that, you know, incentivizes people to send you over like prospects, potential clients. And this way you can like incentivize them. Look, I know you maybe that person is not the right person for your program, but do you know anyone that would be a right fit for this program? If you bring me someone and that person becomes a client, I can give you like 20% commission, something like that. And like this, you start creating a network of people that are sending you over clients, like your own sales team, highly motivated sales team. And as you know, people referred clients that come to us are easier to sell. They buy more, they refer us more. They're very good clients, and the sales environment when you're talking to those people is much different, much more different. It's someone that comes recommended. Your life becomes much easier. And if you start creating a network like that around your current clients, past clients, your network of people, your colleagues, LinkedIn connections that you have a strong relationship with, that's basically the anti-marketing method. It's like, for people that need your offer, you offer them what they need and they become your clients. And for people that don't need your offer, you basically offer them the referral program. And like this, you can create a very cool, sustainable business and grow up to awesome. 10K without the need for any crazy ads or funnels, etc. After that, you can start having fun with those complex strategies. But until then, I believe you have everything you need in your world to have a cool
perfect business. I love how simple it is. You painted that picture for us, so thank you. I'll give you an example of what you're saying. One of the things I did not too long ago, about a couple months ago, maybe a little longer, but I did a 3-day challenge and I turned it into a workshop. So it's a 3-day networking workshop, and it's it was given away for free in my Trailblazers networking group. And I am bundling that course up, removing it from the free offer, and I'm putting it as a sales offer for starting in January for $97. And I'm going to reach out to certain connections, usually people that have been on my podcast. So be prepared, you're the host for this. And then I also am going to be reaching out to some of my past clients and stuff like that to see if they would like to promote it to their lists. And then they get like 50% commission from that. And it's called affiliate marketing. And it really is amazing how much you can earn from just a simple little offer. And it could be under $100, and you set the rate that works best for you. And you decide what works best for you as far as how much you pay out to people, what the percentage is. And then, so I think that would be a good example of what it is that we just described as far as, you know, giving them something that the audience needs. They need the networking market. The people that participated in the program absolutely loved it and found it valuable. And so it makes sense to market this as an affiliate kind of offer that for the target market that we're looking for. So here's a tip that I think we should talk about, and then we'll start giving you couple other closing out kind of questions. But when you're dealing with a affiliate partnership, what is it that incentivizes them to share your offer? Can you give me a tip on that?
Yeah, first of all, I believe that it should be an established relationship. It cannot be just someone you met once, like 6 years ago, and never talked again. My method, you should make a list of all those people, your connections, friends, acquaintances, people on network, on LinkedIn, whatever. And you make a list of people that you actually have an established relationship with, someone that will be willing to do something for you, or that you've done something for them in the past. I don't know. You make a list of those people, and if you have established relationships, that's the first starting point. And then, of course, you will offer them the commission, right? The commission is the incentive for them to to help
Through
you
your
out.
content. Yeah.
Yes, and we kind of overestimate the power of network connections, right? Everybody needs money in different stages or are incentivized by it. Others don't need money and will be happy just, oh, I'll send you over clients. Don't worry, I don't need it. They'll just be happy to help you out. You'll be surprised by that. But everybody loves to support the people they care about in some sense. And so,
Right.
and then connections go much further than you can ever possibly imagine. Like you never know who knows who knows who. And if we don't proactively do that, most people will never hear about our offer, or you will never reach out people that are very far away from you, but that your close LinkedIn connection that you have might have. So it's just a matter of being very strategic, very processed, moved, and make a list, interact with those people, give them value, keep the connection warm, right? You cannot just send an email and then, okay, forget about it now. It's best to, keep in touch, maybe send a gift. Who knows? That would be a cool idea. Answer some comment on their social media from time to time, send a message. Look, oh, I remember, I just saw this and it reminded me of you. It's just keeping in touch. And that if you do that consistently with the list of your established relationships, that will be your referral partners. You'll get surprised by what it can reach, how you can have a cool business like that.
Brilliant. Thank you for that extra tip because I think it falls right in perfectly with your anti-marketing method that you were sharing. And I thought we might want to bring it up in case people haven't heard of affiliate marketing. For example, they are probably just getting their list started from some people might be revising their list and maybe it would be a good way to help share that quick tip. So thank you. And then what is the main takeaway tip that you want to share with our audience that they can apply now before then we'll get into your offer?
Yeah, I think the main thing is the talk to people, what we discussed in the beginning. I think we can already, people that are listening to this podcast right now, just make a list of all the clients you have currently, past clients, leads that you've talked to in the past, but somehow nothing happened. And then reach out to them and say, hey, I'm going to create a program around this specific topic. And I would love to ask you some questions in a 10 to 15-minute call. Would you be willing to give me your feedback, your opinion? And I'm sure you'll have like 5, 7, 10 people willing to say yes. And then you simply have a chat with them, ask them like very specific questions around their frustrations, their main obstacles, how does that make them feel, what do they actually want to achieve. I would advise you to record those calls even, because one thing is to write notes of what your interpretation of what they said, and another thing is to capture the actual emotional words. That's exactly what we want. And you can have big wins with that. So you have a chance to ask for, okay, at the end, look, can I also ask you to give me a testimonial, for example. You can record a testimonial of the work they've done with you in the past. If you didn't do it, I advise you to do it with all your clients. And you can capture many wins in that sense. You interview them to ask questions about your future offer. You can capture a short testimonial of how they work with you. And then you can go back to create your offer and then go back to them again, show them, look, this is what I created. What do you think? What's your opinion? Many of them would be interested. Some won't be. Even those that won't be interested, you can ask, hey, but do you know anyone who would be interested in this? I can actually have a referral commission I can offer for whoever you bring me. So only by that small, short exercise of interviewing people, you can create a lot of wins. And that's why I think it's so magical, this approach.
Yeah, I love the simplicity. That's why it works, right? So
Yes.
Good job. I love how you painted that. Thank you. So the last question for today before we wrap up is, what is your offer you want to give to our audience today? Do you have something you want to give away, or they can have a call with you? What is it that you want to share with us today?
Yeah, I just love to get to know people, and it will be amazing to have a chat. So if you want to have like a kind of a diagnostics call for free, where we go through the current context, what have been your historical the past, what's your current connections. We can see if you're already ready to unearth dream clients from your current network. And you can do that at tiagofaria.pt/call. That's TIAGOFARIA.pt. I will send you over the link if you need. My assets are still in Portuguese. I'm in the beginning stages of internationalizing my brand. So, but you can still go, use Chrome, Google Translate, and you can alert me a bit there. But yeah, that's and if you want to just shoot me an email with some questions, tiago@tiagofaria.pt.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And if you wouldn't mind, Tiago, if you could put that link in the Zoom chat while we're here, I can
Yes.
add that down there as well so we can share that with our audience on social media posts. So brilliant. You did a
Awesome.
fantastic job. Thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to share also a couple of little calls to action for my stuff as well. Then we'll go into the conclusion and wrap up for today's session. So really quickly, let me ask you this. If you are searching to find a supportive community with mixed teachers, professionals, and parents with learning disabilities or difficulties for children of all ages, really want to encourage you to join our private Facebook group. That's Bubble Bears Books membership. It's all based with information there. I also want to encourage you to also go to our Trailblazers community, which also I will share more about that on social media. But that's where our free group is, and that's for people who are really needing to build their network. It's our free networking community. So we'd love to have you join that. I will share more information, like I said, on social media posts, so you'll get those links as well. And then the whole reason for our podcast is because of my first children's book. And I wanted to ask the audience, have you ever wondered what it would be like to see the world through a dyslexic child's eyes, or at least somebody with a learning difficulty? I am the author of Bubble Bear's Special Problem, Marie Mason, and this book that we have already published is actually all about destigmatizing learning difficulties or disabilities in order to provide a better understanding for your learning processes. And it's helping children to overcome their fear of learning disabilities and help them to bring out their awareness of their talents and their gifts and how they should also be treated in and out of the classroom. And it's really about sharing their unique talents and gifts to the world, but it also helps people to have some empathy and understanding of what their struggles are in this particular spectrum. So please help go to the Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble website. It's also on, I found out recently, it's also on Walmart and several other locations. So the stores are starting to pick it up. Now they're only on the websites, not inside the stores. I'm hoping to rectify that and add it to the stores soon. So please be on the lookout. They'll be out there before long. And it's a really good, easy reader. It's 32 pages with some extra information, and also has a cute little worksheet that you can use that's in the perspective of the child. So it really gives you that viewpoint of what they see. And I really want people to have an awareness of what they are experiencing. So it's a very well illustrated and well written book. And I've had lots of people give me rave reviews of her already. So please, it makes a great Christmas gift. It's not too late to grab it now. And it also makes for great birthday gifts and special occasions like Easter baskets, anything that you could think of for holidays. It makes for a great little gift. And also makes a great addition to your bookshelf. So looking forward to seeing more of you enjoying this book. And if you do decide to get this book, let me know what y'all think. It's put a lot of time and effort into producing it, and I really want it to be there to give you some enjoyment and some really special tips on how to work with people in that industry. So it's been a real honor to be able to share valuable tips on how to help our audience grow themselves on the Truly Acceptance podcast. And our topic today was the 3 pillars of the anti-marketing method. Okay, I am definitely having a tongue twister today. And then, and our guest today was fantastic. Thank you, Tiago.
Tiago. Thank you so much.
I was mixing up your first and last name pronunciation. I apologize. I think it's that allergy stuff going on in my nose, and it's just causing me
and the pre-holidays, right?
Oh yeah, and the pre-holidays. So please enjoy your holidays, by the way, guys. Christmas is coming. If it's not already here when you see this, New Year's is coming. And then don't forget, if you're seeing this before a holiday throughout the year, whatever holiday that is, just make sure you guys go out and enjoy the magic during that time. Don't forget to spend time with your loved ones, because we work all the time. We deserve to have that. They deserve to have your time, and you deserve to enjoy the holidays too. It's all about making those memories and really just enjoying and embracing the gift of being around family and friends during that time. So please make sure you guys do enjoy the holidays and have a safe and happy one as well. And I trust me when I said you will be very glad to take advantage of Tiago's offer. He is amazing to talk to. I really encourage you to book a call with him. Are you going to be open during the rest of the year, or are you just booking into January? I was just going to ask you that.
No, open to the rest of the year, yeah.
Oh, cool. So you actually get on his calendar this year. I will be closed until the rest of December, because I'm taking time off to help my family with some holiday stuff. And then I will be back next year, and we will have some more episodes coming up in January and beyond. So please make sure that you check out the copy of my book and Tiago's link also to book a call with him, and any other things we mentioned on the show. It'll be in our YouTube channel and also in our social media posts. And then join us again for our next episode for great tips on how to overcome your learning difficulties and to achieve success. We stream on our YouTube channel every week. It's going to vary during the holidays, so please just stay tuned. It will just keep showing up. And then please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification button. You can find us on our YouTube channel, Choosing Acceptance Podcast, and also Facebook group, Choosing Acceptance Podcast. And then until next time, I'm your host, Marie Mason, with our guest, Tiago, and we're saying goodbye for now on the Choosing Acceptance Podcast. Here is a word from one of our sponsors, and y'all have a great week, everybody. And that ends this week's show. Bye. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
So. My name is Marie Mason. I am the author of Bubble Bear Special Problem. And this book destigmatizes learning disabilities in order to provide a better understanding of their learning process. It helps children to overcome their fear of learning disabilities so that they can contribute their talents by bringing awareness to how children should be treated in and out of the classroom. If you would like more to learn about this book, then go to Amazon.com and check out Bubble Bear Special Problem by Marie Mason.